Hey guys, so this video is for my RCF 705 AS version 2, I think it is. I've used it twice now, and let me just tell you something, it did have an issue. So, played with the first venue as normal, not too much issues. I think it switched off a couple of times, and I assumed the sub overheated because I was playing it quite hard. So I opted to just give it another attempt at another venue anyway. And at the second venue, I found that this thing kept tripping all the time, just switching off. So I gave up with it until I came home. So I've plugged it in indoors, and it's crackling from this plug, like really bad crackling. I mean, this thing sounds amazing. That's the first thing I want to point out. Two of these things in a medium-sized venue would turn that thing into a rave. I mean, it's just ridiculous. That's why I say one of these for small venues, two medium, you're fine. A large venue, you probably want two. Yeah, so anyways, the problem I had with this was that this was crackling. Yet it did switch on, and if I wiggled this, or if I knocked on it or bumped it, it would come back on. It was going on off up here all the time. So I was going to send it back, but one of my friends told me actually, seeing as it works and it's just crackling from here, it could just be a loose connection in here. So we disassembled the whole thing, and it took a while to figure it, but as you're going to see in a minute, they put like some weird silicone, like electronic grade, around the components, and that's what I'm going to be doing, because as I've had to do is pick off that stuff, because one of the terminals, they're just on spade terminals. I mean, it's such a bad design. But if yours is crackling from here, it actually turns out it's crackling from the back of the switch, but if yours is crackling from this area, then you've got the same problem. And the actual compound that they put over the top wasn't actually securing anything. It didn't grab any of the terminals to stop them from lifting off. It actually just hampered the connection. So today, since this has arrived, we are going to just go around all the terminals just to make sure none of them are coming loose with this stuff. It takes 24 hours to sit, so once I've done it, 24 hours. I might put it back after a few hours, like reassemble it, but I'm not going to use it for 24 hours just so it can sit. So today, the day of me doing this is Wednesday, and I do need it for Friday, so this is probably the latest I can do it. That's the size. Again, just to make sure. Let's switch it on. You guys can see that. Switch it off. Don't need it on now. When it comes on, it dips my lights in my house. They all just dim. This thing sucks down some power. That much I can tell you. Hopefully this will be the last time I take this thing apart, because as I said, I was going to warranty it, but with me living in the UK, no other supplier has any of these speakers at the moment. It seems like PA equipment's like gold dust at the minute. The fact that I even managed to find this thing online for sale in a shop was phenomenal enough as it was by itself. If you do manage to find one, as I said, if this happens to you, do not be afraid to go in here, because as you'll see, it's not a hard job, but I'd only do it if yours is working, but with the same issue mine had, like with the crackling. Otherwise, if it just doesn't switch on at all, well, yeah, just warranty it, or check your fuse down here. It might actually be worth doing, but that's as far as I'd normally go. everyday people like going in brand new £800 subs. You just don't normally want to do it. And if you're lucky to buy one of these, they're worth something, they're over £1,000. As I say, I really do feel sorry for people looking for equipment throughout February, March, possibly even April in the UK for DJing, because there is nothing. All of these screws, by the way, are all the same size. They're screwed directly into birch wood, so do not over tighten these. As you can tell, with it being birch wood, it's not made in the UK, because everything in the UK we would maybe be made out of plastic, or the cheapest pine wood going, or MDF, which would not be light. Don't really like, as I said, I don't like the idea of taking this apart, but I managed to fix it myself. I'm not waiting 3 to 4 months for RCF to get hold of this, review it, say it needs repairing or replacing, have to wait for them to send that out, and then wait to receive it. And it's just not a one in the mood for that. The other thing I come across, which I might be able to show you guys, is the speaker that's on the inside of this thing. It's no different to the 905. It's the same speaker that's in the 905. Let's see if I can As you can see, it's exactly the same speaker. There's no difference. It's not actually a bad design for the box, but it sure as hell ain't no foam padding in this one though. In here, I may put the foam padding in myself, because I've got lots of it. So this is what I do. I'm going to separate this first. You want to separate this first. They put a cable tie in the middle of this to stop this from backing out, which is not a bad idea, but it's a cable tie. Come on. Your rubber better things that could be used. Right. Because that does not stay in very well. It's a very bad connection. I guess with this thing being out, I could probably test to see if this is 8 ohms. I would have assumed this is an 8 ohm speaker. But we could test that. So I'm going to get my voltmeter and we'll have a look. For those of you that are interested, let's find out what ohms this thing is. According to that 6.5 I think we had. Yeah, 6.5 ohms. So it's a 6 ohm speaker. It's such an odd number. Such an odd number. you that want to do a custom speaker in this thing, 6 ohms on this amp. Right, the bit that I need. Just be careful because there are some sticky bits in here, it's like they put grease on some bits, so it's like real sticky. I'm going to show you the part I had problems with. Let's see. Okay. So the problem I had was with this connector, which I've now crimped on properly. That was last in here. Making sure it's definitely on properly. So I originally thought the problem was here, but it wasn't. The problem was here. So all I need to do today is just build upon what's already there if I can, just to stop it from vibrating, and also cover this piece of metal. That is my only aim today. I'm no expert with doing this stuff, but I just need it to not come loose. So for guys, I'm no expert at this, so if I make a mess, I make a mess. I just need it covered. The other thing I wanted to talk about is checking these, because this is quite important. So all the power that comes into your board comes in through these 3 like terminals, if you will. Now these, that's all the power that comes into your board. The fact that they're on these terminals and they're not soldered, it's like, what are you guys doing? So make sure you check these. So things to check when you open this thing if you're having intermittent power issues. These 3, to make sure they've got a nice tight solid connection. I mean, these should not be coming loose at all. If they are, then you need to either crimp them tighter or just solder them if you're handy with a soldering iron. And these, like my one, this was all encased in this, as you can see here like that. But imagine that being able to be wiggled properly. That's exactly what was going on. And because that happened, it caused me all sorts of grief. I should really change the spade terminal because it has arced out on it, but I did test this and it was fine. It looked like it had a good connection, so I give it the benefit of the doubt. At least if it does go, this is where I'm going to come first. I'm going to leave this out for about a few hours. Leave it out for a few hours, let it get properly tacky or whatever, and then I'll put it back in. But as I said, so I'm not going to film that. You guys don't really need to see me doing that. The next one you'll see me doing is going to be me pulling the speaker out and padding the inside with the foam. I've no idea why this model doesn't have foam. I mean, actually I do actually. When I was doing the foam in my Mark 7 Golf audio build, I found out it's pretty expensive. So for, let's say, 5 sheets the size of the top of this sub, the top of it. So 5 sheets to do that, £90. So obviously they're not going to pay £90 for it. They'll probably pay maybe £60 for that foam, or maybe they might have a lesser quality one than the one I bought, and it's going to come up to somewhere in the region of, I don't know, maybe 50 quid. But that 50 quid equates to you paying more money plus the VAT on top of that 50 quid, because the value of it's then more. I suppose maybe they're trying to keep the value down by not putting the foam on the inside. No idea, but I'll look into doing that at some point. But right now, just need it working. Except for the cable tie, and this thing's humongous, so easily thinner. I might use one of these, I'm not sure, we'll have a look. But just remember, cable tie through this, and then through that. And as you do it, it needs to be, I'll show you, connect that in. So you need to put it through this side. And then through the device. I think this one's a bit too short, I think. This is a big one. This is what they should have used, not this skimpy little thing. I mean, they should have used solid ones, because this gets some vibration. So, as you can see, look, I mean, look at that. Very loose connection. This is RCF here. The product's good, but the fitment of the products, you know, and your choice of terminal bits. I mean, look at that. That's just popped out. This is what I mean about the connections. They're not great. So even after I've done that, you know what? I'm just going to cut that cable tie and do my own, because this is not good. I want to reiterate, this bit's quite greasy, but this, how I'm setting it up now, is how this thing's cable tied. So I'm not doing anything different than the manufacturer done. This is exactly how the cable tied it, and how I found it when I opened this. I use 2 cable ties in that one. bad when you've got to come back in and redo whatever the manufacturer's done to this. It is not good. But this literally, after I cut these bits off, is how I found it. Obviously with black cable ties. That is exactly how it was when I opened this up. So anyways, I'm going to put this back together, have a few nights with this, see how we get on. If it cuts out again, I know I'll have to come back and have a look, but it's a really stupid, solution to all these cable connections. Very stupid. But anyways, it is what it is. This should all now be working. I'll give it a test before obviously I do anything else, but yeah, for now, silicone needs to set, and that'll do for now. Anyways, speak to you guys soon. As I said, the next time you see this, it'll either be at one of my venues if I can get away with it, or it will be when I do the deadening. As I said, I'm still very tempted to get the deadening to go with this. Just before I put it back, this is what my final product looks like. So I used, I got like a little cable tidier from my PC. It's meant to be for an LED light. I've just crammed that underneath the cable tie just so it's not rubbing on metal. This is something I should be doing. This isn't something that I should just be inventing. Done that so the cables shouldn't come out. Yeah, so actually improved upon it. Silicone. Yeah, as I said, I shouldn't be having to do any of this stuff, not on a brand new speaker. So that there is a manufacturing flaw, and if you're DIY enough to do that, I mean, it's quite simple. If yours does it, you know what you're looking at. So mine's the UK model with the 230 volt pins at the back. That's what I had to do. Anyways, see you guys later.